Let's make some noise. You're kicking it with Verve Radio.
Hi guys, welcome to Verve Radio. Thanks for stopping by. So do you want to tell us a little bit about yourselves and a bit of background on what you're up to?
Cool, yeah, well thanks for having us. I'm Nathan Hannawin.
Thank you, I'm Anthony Vander.
We're here to talk about a new film we're making. So working on a film called Scales at the moment. Anthony's the producer, I'm the director.
Yeah.
Exciting times.
And how did you guys meet? Did you meet on the film or?
We met online. I put a listing on Film Crew. Okay. Oh man, saying we met online.
Yeah, I know.
Tinder. We matched.
Yeah.
We matched.
Yeah.
There were a few matches, but Nathan was the one that went on the dates. So.
Yeah. That's how it all started.
Yeah.
And we're done. So I think it was on Film and TV Pro, and it was just for a thing on reading. It's like a lot of things I apply to loads of things on Film and TV Pro. If anyone else done the ssame, you get very few applies. Nothing really happens from it. But we know we met each other.
We had a few, but I think I remember when me and Joe met you, and we knew you were just like kind of hungry for it. So.
Cool, that's always a good sign.
Yeah.
I always just thought, if it's an opportunity, you've got to take it. Do you know what I mean? There's no reason just turn up to any interview not even read the script or hungover or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what sort of recent projects have you guys worked on? Are they similar stuff or?
I bet you go first.
The last film that I worked on was like a feature, and I was like all hands on deck. Like I directed it, I acted in it, and produced it. And it was written by Joe, who wrote this film, Scales, that we're doing right now. That was the last film that we worked on. That was actually 2 years ago, but we managed to do quite a few festivals. We did the American Black Film Festival in New York. Yeah, we got it filmed in New York. We got it screened in New York, a film festival in San Francisco, and then it was on London Live TV earlier this year. So it's kind of like, even though we made the film 2 years ago, it's kind of, we've travelled with it.
It's good momentum.
Yeah, and just like opened up a lot of opportunities, kind of. It kind of looks good on the CV.
So the last film that I made that's out is a film called Sleaford Mods. Invisible Britain, which is I made it whilst I was in the second year of university. It's a feature documentary.
Okay.
It's crowdfunded. We're successful crowdfunding. It went on to do really well. It premiered on Shaftesbury Avenue and Picture House Central. And there's a giant at the same time as The Martian was out. So there's the massive picture of Ridley Scott and Matt Damon. Like, it's huge. And then in teeny tiny little letters on the same poster, it's printed Sleaford Mods Invisible Britain. This is really cool. And it's gone on to have like 80 screenings across the UK and Ireland.
Wow.
Screened in Sweden. Which I think is quite strange. I don't know why Sweden. I think as we're talking about this, I think it's screening every day this week or every day next week in Nottingham. The band are from Nottingham, we made it about. So I mean, it's wicked. We never kind of expected it to get where it did.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's incredible. It's really cool stuff.
I understand as well that the crowdfunding you did for it was massively successful. So can you tell us a little bit about your experience with the crowdfunding on that?
Yeah, so I made it with a guy called Paul. Paul and I co-produced it and directed it. And we'd never done crowdfunding before. We didn't know much about it. I'd seen and heard of crowdfunding. I knew what Kickstarter and Indiegogo were, but I never really looked into it too much. So I started to do a bit of research. We realised that most things fail dramatically on crowdfunding. You just kind of have to understand why. And it's a lot of them. They've got a terrible presentation. They've got a terrible pitch.
Yeah. Nothing
seems to be going on about it. Because we wanted to make a documentary with a message, and with the Sleaford Mods as well, at the time they were just sort of getting momentum behind them and just sort of getting known. And when they were tweeting it, and they helped us promote the crowdfunding, and they would tweet it, and we get 500 quid in a few minutes. And originally we asked for $7,000, and within like 2 weeks I think we got 12 grand.
It's crazy.
Incredible,
I know, it's mad. Yeah, absolute madness. And in the end, I can't remember what the final figure was, but it's like 23 grand.
That is crazy.
We never expected it at all. I thought we were really gonna be scraping for $7,000. But then when it just starts rushing in straight away, then within 2 hours of making it live, NME are tweeting about it as well, and it's like,
nice.
This is proper now, and it's like,
crazy.
And you think, now I've actually got to make the film. Do you know what I mean? We've been talking about it, now we've got to do it. It's a bit daunting.
Pressure,
you think, actually,
extra pressure,
exactly. And just the amount of people that are putting money in, and it's not like one person put in 10 grand, there's so many people that are putting in 20 quid.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people did put in a lot of money.
Okay.
But yeah, just the amount of people on it as well, and people in Australia, people in the States, it's like, God, this is cool.
Australia.
I know.
That's mad.
Some stretching it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, and you guys are obviously working on scales now. I mean, yeah, it'd be great to have some background on the film, and I'm assuming you're going out to crowdfunding again?
We are
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tell us
I'll
about
let
it.
you give the backgrounds.
Yeah, it's kind of, with Joe, who wrote it, I said to him, I really want to do a project that's kind of minimalist in the sense with location. So kind of 1 or 2 locations, not many characters, let's put them together and kind of put in a mixing pot and see what we get out of it. So Joe wrote this script with 4 characters, a single location apartment, and I can't really give too much about it without revealing kind of the whole story.
Yeah.
But it kind of scenarios play out, and it's all to kind of do with, you know, balance of trust. There's the scales, which is, we've got our kind of log line, which is how you weigh trust, and it's all about kind of conflict between individuals, but also the relationships. So it's like a drama thriller that's being played out. But I read it the other day because I'm actually producing and acting in it as one of the characters, and it was like there's a lot of comedy in it. So it's got kind of a bit of everything, you know. There's no horror in it or kind of like sci-fi, but yeah, it's good.
So what genre would you say it is primarily?
I would say it's a thriller.
Yeah.
I would say it's a thriller.
Yeah.
Kind of drama / thriller. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your input on the scales? How do you...
So yeah, well, I'm a director, as you know, and then, you know, when I first read the script, and I kind of like really found the characters to it really interesting. Obviously, it's very limited on locations and characters, and so how can you really work with the characters? What's within the characters that are going to drive an entire film shot in one room? And then so we spoke about it, and we, you know, a little couple of tweaks to the scripts. It's just sort of learning the, you know, imagining the characters. How are their thoughts and emotions going to be affecting what's happening in the story? How's it going to work visually? Who else has done things like this? How is that necessarily relevant to ours? You know, certain types of the characters. One of the characters, he's got, you know, things that he likes. You can match to a certain director. So I'm thinking, can I get in like tweaks of this director into it? And how's that going to work out? And you know, there's a lot of films that have been either mostly shot in one room, even from you know, like Reservoir Dogs. It's primarily in the room as
Rosemary's Baby as
Rosemary's
well.
Baby, yeah.
A few of them.
There's loads that kind of just take this location and make the location a character, make it really part of it, and that's what drives it through. It doesn't need to be this big epic outdoor thing at all to be a really good story, and it is a wicked story.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just, you know, if the writing is there, then you've got, you know, you're onto a winner.
It's all in the writing. A lot of it is in the writing. It actually kind of sometimes, when we talked about it, it does read like a stage play, but not just kind of like an average stage play, one that, you know, you're going through a journey. You've got, you know, the sadness, the humour, the shock factor. So it's kind of, you know, the audience is essentially taken on this ride, and you don't know what's happening next. You don't know what the characters are thinking and feeling, and there's a lot of subtext in it. So, it's looking great.
Yeah.
So what stage is the film at the moment?
We're in pre-production still. We're crowdfunding again. This is like the main thing that we're doing is trying to be able to afford it. So on Indiegogo, and so we've been 10 days, 2 weeks. We've been
It's been
now,
like
and it's
it's
not
been
very long. Yeah,
not long at all. But the response is the response has just been incredible. It's been really good. We've made
30%,
about 30% of our target.
That's good.
Still with a month left.
Yeah.
We had a donation from Australia. Australia seems to be the...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So definitely focus on that as marketing.
So it's just been crazy response. And
it's
a lot
really cool. It's just even just everyone you see on people Facebook, they're liking the page, actually paying attention. And you can ask someone to like a page, but do they do it just because you've asked them, but they're actually, you know, you can see they're engaging with it a bit, and then if you see someone at the pub, they say, I saw this thing on Facebook, and it's like, oh yeah, that's really cool, I'm glad you've actually had a look, and do you know what I mean, and not just liked it. So it's really cool, and everyone seems to be like happy for me and probably for yourself and Joe as well, they're all making this now.
Yeah.
Because we both, well, all of us are young in it.
Yeah.
You know, there's not many opportunities for younger people now to be directing films.
Of course, yeah.
It's good.
So how have you found, crowdfunding for this, and why have you chosen it over sort of traditional funding?
I'll let you probably go a bit more with that, producer.
Crowdfunding, I think, it's really not a simple platform. It's actually quite technical. It's like a 24-hour job, 24/7 job. You've got to constantly keep on top of it, keep your audience engaged. But it's a form of social media that keeps your audience engaged with your project. So you're creating a fan base, but at the same time, you're with these perks, you're involving them in the film. So we've got a perk where, if you pledge a certain amount, and we're offering you a chance to come on set, to meet the actors, meet the cast and crew, and to really get a feel of what it is like to be on a film set. Also an IMDb credit. So it's really kind of just making that audience be at the front row of our film. And
part of it,
be a part of it. They'll be in the credits. And why we chose it was mainly that audience engagement. It wasn't, of course we need money to make the film, and that's what crowdfunding essentially brings, but it's mainly to do with building a fan base from this film, and knowing, like, having read the script, I kind of know that if they became a part of it, they would, and watching it, they would love it. So I think that was really kind of the best route, and we did a lot of research. And I know you've mostly done tons of research through crowdfunding, kind of, and it's not, I thought early on in the days that it'd be kind of, you put one post and you say thanks. No, it doesn't work like
non-stop.
that. It's non-stop. So
I think as well, it's like to build this platform. It's like we're not famous or anything, and even if I had like 50 grand to make a film, I could make a film, but no one's going to watch it because my name, like our names alone aren't going to sell it. People already have to get onto it, be part of it. If someone puts 25 quid onto our film, they might tell their friends, might tell their wife, their boyfriend, their girl, whatever. Do you know what I mean? And so it helps it. It's just already building this community around the film, and hopefully just keep on spreading the word of mouth constantly. Yeah, could be you already got the following there.
So what advice would you offer to anybody who is at a position now looking to fund their own film in terms of the crowdfunding?
So definitely do a lot of research on it first. It's like a bit of a daunting process. Me even just comprehending which platform we want to use, because there's loads of different platforms now. And I didn't find this out until after the Sleaford Mods one, so maybe I didn't do my research quite well enough. That Indiegogo has the lowest success rate, and it's only about 17% of Indiegogo projects succeed. They're saying that only about 25% of Kickstarter projects do, so it's not like they get loads more, they just get a little bit more.
Is that projects overall or just film projects?
Overall projects, I believe, yeah. But then, it's a bit hard to say. A lot of the extremely successful crowdfunding campaigns, the people who have started it are already huge within their industry. So you had Zach Braff, he made like $4 million.
God, wish I was here.
Yeah, but it's already Zach Braff, and it's people already know him. He's you remember that household name, but he's a household face pretty much already. And then one of the highest highest earning crowdfunding thing ever was this computer game, and it earned like $100 million. And you think it's mad, but you research who the person who's designing the computer game. Back in the 80s, he was like one of the pioneers of computer games. So people on his name alone are doing this. And obviously the people who played that game when they were 10 years old in 1980 are now 40, and they're getting paid a lot more money than they were when they can. They've got a bit of trip down memory lane to it. And a lot of all the tech gadgets that come out, the people designing that, they've already been in Silicon Valley. They've already demoed it in front of 1,000 people at a high tech convention, and now they're looking for more money. So it's just kind of like the very successful ones have already got a bit of a brand behind them. But whereas if you're like us, but you'd have to, you're young and you're new to all this, you have to be kind of building this community and brand to it to really succeed.
And have like a lot of, with engagement, you have to have photos. You have to have news of, you know, who you are. I mean, I've seen some crowdfunding pages where it's just been, this is what it's about, the end, kind of. And there's been, you know, you need to really get that engagement with an audience.
Yeah.
You need to make them feel like you're a family, essentially. And because giving money and pledging it's a big thing. You know, you're getting perks in return, but you're also, you know, that's hard. You know, people are working. You go out there, you work, you earn your daily, you earn your money. So it's kind of, if you're going to donate to this film, you really want to kind of, you want to know everything about it.
Yeah.
Because essentially, you might not have the title of producer, but once you donate, you are essentially a producer because you own a part of that film.
Yeah, you got to make it worth their while.
Yeah, completely.
And definitely the presentation of your campaign has to be good as well. I've seen a lot of them, and it's, you know, it's just put together. It looks horrible on the page, you know, just the general layout awful. There's loads of spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes. I mean, my spelling and grammar's awful. Everything I do, I was like, oh, Joe, can you just proofread this first? Because you know, it's probably spelt Joe wrong as well. But you know, if you're asking someone to give you 20 quid and you can't even, you know, do a grammatically correct paragraph, how are they going to trust you? Are they going to think, you know, should I actually give this guy a bit of money? You know, if he can't even make this look good, what's the film going to be like? Or what's
the little details.
Yeah.
Little details.
That aren't so little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so where can people find you guys online, and how can we support you? How can we support Scales?
Indiegogo.com. Was it .co.uk?
.co.uk. It's probably the same.
Yeah, and if they just type Scales feature film, then it'll come up and it has all the information. But we've also got like an Instagram page, Twitter page, Facebook page. Yeah, so. And
what's your tags for those?
Scales feature film.
Yeah.
But we got a ton of tags. we got indie film, Scales feature film, film, actor, direct. Yeah. Okay.
So we can link them all on the page as well, can't we? Just you can click on easier. That'll be all right.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been awesome having you here. Thanks for coming down, and good luck with the film.
Cool.
Thank you for having us.
Cheers.